It was a day of emotions, of tears of disappointment and smiles of success, as 4 words, didgeridoo, cappuccino, sombrero and illicit, sent 4 primary school pupils into the grand finals of the RHB and the Straits Times National Spelling Championship. Singapore was split into 4 different zones on Saturday morning as 108 pupils from 51 different primary schools took the stage to battle it out in the zonal finals of the inaugural RHB and the Straits Times National Spelling Championship. The primary school students had beaten more than 1,000 others to make it to the zonal finals and were competing for a place in the grand finals and bragging rights as Singapore's champion speller. As the pupils streamed into the different competition venues for their respective zones, it was a mix of excitement and nerves, as it will be the first time many of the students will be spelling in front of an audience on stage. Previously it was a written test, right? But today you'll be up on stage, actually spelling the words out in front of everybody. How do you feel about that?
Nervous. Nervous and a bit stressed. Because I'm worried that if I know the word but I spell it wrongly, then it'd be a bit frightening.
I rather write it out. Yeah.
Because if you write it out, at least you can correct. But once you let's say you spell diarrhea D-O, there you're doomed.
Yeah.
And you can't repeat it.
You're disqualified. That's it.
Right.
But for pen and paper, you can cancel it out and just
if you had a slip of a tongue, you're doomed.
Once the competition kicked off, it was the case of spell or be expelled, as each pupil stepped up to the microphone and listened intently through their headphones for the word they have to spell.
R-E-C-E-I-P-T. Receipt.
Relatively nervous, but I realized that it's easier to alleviate the nervousness when you watch your fellow competitors and spell out the words for them quietly, and if they spell it wrong, then just watch them go off the stage.
Some of the pupils, like South Zone winner Ashwin Sivakumar, went into the competition with their own strategy, asking for the definition and root word for each word he had to spell.
May I have the definition?
Yes, it was my strategy. Because I noticed most of the other spellers, they did not ask for anything and they just spelled the word out right. And probably that was why they got the word wrong, because when they are not sure about the context or what's the definition. Even the definition helps. And the root word also gives you some of the letters.
At the end of the day, the winner from each zone guaranteed themselves a place in the grand finals. They are, from the South Zone, Ashwin Sivakumar from Anglo-Chinese Primary. From the East Zone, Tao Nan School's Joshua Liao. From the West Zone, Nandana Jayachandran from Bukit View Primary. And the youngest among all 4 winners, 9-year-old Wong Yi Hao from Rosyth Primary in the North Zone.
Some of them, I found it, they were quite challenging, but also it's an experience. You learn from those words, and then in the future you might get to use them. Then, who knows, your teacher might give you an A for your composition.
As the 4 winners celebrated their victory with family and friends, some of their competitors were disconsolate, seeking comfort from their family.
In all competitions, there will be tears and there will be happiness, and this is part of growing up. I think if you're talking about values and learning values, I think that the word that comes to my mind is resilience. If you're going to fail at something, or if you're going to get it wrong one time, it doesn't mean that it determines the rest of your life. You just bounce back. At the end of the day, you spell the word wrong. I spell words wrong every day. And I feel that it's wonderful to see young people come back from that.
The top 2% of spellers from the zonal finals will make it to the grand finals on 28th April. With the 4 zonal champions guaranteed a place, the remaining spellers will be ranked nationally, and around 20 will make the final cut, where they will compete once again, but this time to be Singapore's champion speller. Watch the other clips to find out more on how the competition went in the different zones.